Good morning and welcome to AR Sports. I'm Arafat, and on today's edition, we're shooting it behind our garden, and it's a bomb. That weekend, last weekend, see, there's an interesting thing about the EPL, and you could see that if you are watching motor racing or Formula One, or if you are driving on a highway, you see how vehicles overtake themselves. Pew, 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 pew. That's how the weekend plays out. At a point, Arsenal were comfortably leading, and then Manchester United went to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and pew, United were leading. At that point, United now overtook, and they're in second position. Woo! They were driving, and then before you know, first half ended, second half, Tottenham equalized, and then Man United dropped, and the next thing, Tottenham were leading. Man United went from second position now to 10th position or 8th, and then the next thing, they came back, equalized, and then they shifted again from 10th to 8th, and later on, um, Manchester, Arsenal now went away, played Sunderland, and then, man, I was telling the I said, if there's anything that can breach that Arsenal defense line, they always proud themselves. They wanted to beat the record set by Chelsea during the 2004-2005 season, where they went ahead and, no, 2005-2006 season, that's the second season of Mourinho, where they went ahead and broke the record of the least goal considered 15 goals per season. And they're already dreaming of that record. But Sunderland, in fact, they made Arsenal scared. If you ask any Arsenal fans, he was having his heart in his mouth, So they scored 2 goals there. Now they have considered more. The coach has started complaining that most of his forward line are injured. See, I hate coaches complaining, because if it is injured, it's part of the game. Go and ask Nottingham Forest. Virtually almost 11 players out injured. If you check Chelsea, they have almost 8-9 players injured. Most of the team have players injured. So injury is part of the game. That's why you have squad depth. Now, they led the game 2-2. Then later on, Chelsea played their game, they won, and they move up to second position. So it's just all about overtaking. You drop, you move, you drop, you move, and then Manchester United met Liverpool, and Slot could not find solution to Manchester City. They were beating black, blue, white 2-0 first half, and then they ended. In fact, it was a comprehensive beating, and Liverpool, I'm afraid, because you see, sometimes if success comes too early in your life, why you thank God, also pray God for guidelines, because if you are not careful, it will lead you astray. You might think you have arrived, and then you overdo yourself, because that's what happened to Arne Slot. He came in, Arsenal plummeted, Man City plummeted, Chelsea couldn't find their rhythm, and then he won the league. Right now, they felt okay, they have arrived, and then the next thing they have to do what worked for them. Play Nunes as a top 9. Nunes is a big guy. He could run around for Salah to do the damage. But they felt it was time for Nunes to go. Instead of just sticking with Ekitike, they went and, disrupt Newcastle, got this other guy, brought him in, got Ekitike, and got Nunes, and got Isak. Instead of leaving Isak for Newcastle. Because you watch the way Newcastle play, they play to the strength of Isak. But Liverpool does not play to the strength of Isak. They play to Salah. Right now, Isak is a 9. It's a proper 9, that can drift in, and that can play like Nico Jackson. Now, but the problem is, you have someone who is your main man right now coming in, and don't forget, Isak always have issues with injuries too. He has this injury record. Now you blew 130 million on Isak, 120 million on Florian Wirtz. You blew 65 on Kakes. You blew almost 40 on Frimpong. All the guys you signed, none of them have shined, apart from Ekitike, who you spend 90 million. He's the only one that have shined, because he can play as a first 9. He can play from the wing and drift into the middle. He can drift out and drift in, and his skill set helps him, to manipulate space. You can play along Cody Gakpo and Musala, but the thing is, it hasn't worked, and Slot would not have. He's yet to fashion out solution, because you see that Man City team. Man City, the fact that they beat Liverpool doesn't make them good. Wait until they play another team again. They may play Aston Villa and the story will be different, or they may play Sunderland. It's a different story. Right now, most of the team are, either, blowing hot, cold. In fact, right now, you can't even predict this is this, because right now, Arsenal, lead has been cut down to 3 points. City are second now. Chelsea, with all their troubles, are third. So imagine if City had won Sunderland, if City had won Brentford, that game that they lost they do last minute, and the Sunderland game that they lost last minute, all these unnecessary, if they had, by now they would have been talking. So with all the winning Arsenal have won, you still haven't gone anywhere. Just like somebody running on the full speed, you are running 150 meter per hour, and then somebody just came, whew, and then he's already at your back. So that's why we just right now we don't know where the league is going. Everybody needs to sit up, and then right now there is an international break. Just pray for your team and pray for your team, because some players might just get injured, and if a critical player also get injured, the story will just change. You will see a team that is doing so well will just plummet all of a sudden. And then Madrid, unfortunately, they had the chance against Real Vallecano. They couldn't stretch their lead. They labored to a goalless draw. In fact, they are lucky to have survived with that goalless draw. And Barca saw the opportunity and they took it. They beat Celta Vigo 4-2. And though it wasn't that easy, they scored. Celta Vigo equalized. They equalized, and then they now went 3-2 and then 4-2. And in Ligue 1, the most interesting match between Lyon and PSG. PSG scored, Lyon equalized. PSG scored, Lyon equalized. And the game becomes so tense, and the game was there for the taking for anybody.